Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the People Dividend. I'm your host, Mike Horne, and for those of you who listen as episodes appear on YouTube and on all of the other uh, major podcasting platforms, I'd like to wish you a happy new year. Here we are, already the middle of January, and still a great time to uh, reflect on, at least for me, the launch of the People Dividend Leadership Strategies for Unlocking Employee Potential. That's now for sale on Amazon. And I thought what I'd do in today's episode, since we're at the beginning of the year, and I'd love for you to pick up a copy, think about how you might use it to promote and help your own personal development as well as team or organization development. So I'm going to take a chapter from the book that focuses on a fundamental yet often overlooked truth in the business world, and that is the untapped potential of individuals within organizations. Whether you're an HR professional, team leader, or executive, this discussion is for you today on the People Dividend. And thank you so much always for listening. Solo episode today as we begin the new season, and here we are, first time in the middle of winter, those of you who listen in North America. But look, in the world of business today, I call this the AI era of management. We have a relentless pursuit of targets, lots of meetings. We still talk about Zoom fatigue. There is a simple truth that often lies ignored, and it's about the untapped potential and talent that goes often unnoticed within organizations. And believe me, as an HR executive, as an HR leader, I feel some chagrin in all of this. But today we're going to discuss, and I think this is where the book contributes, we're going to discuss how this oversight can lead to a significant drag on morale, productivity, innovation, the lifeblood of any organization. And I'm gonna suggest about how we turn this around in organizations. So an important episode, and thank you for joining me on this. So the idea of the People Dividend is really central to this discussion. It refers to the substantial returns on investment that businesses can realize when they strategically and thoughtfully invest in their human capital. It's not just about the bottom line results, but also involves heightened employee engagement, innovation, and enhanced company reputation. We'll unpack what it means to shift from viewing employees as cogs in a machine to recognizing them as the core of value creation in the enterprise and of sustained growth, sustainable growth. I've lived. I'll get a little bit of a personal reflection here. I've lived through the disappointment of feeling invisible in the workplace, striving to contribute more only to face barriers erected by those who should have been my mentors and champions. And here I am with a lot of privilege, with a lot of access as a white male, and still had this feeling of being invisible in patriarchy led organizations, patriarchal organizations, of which I think most of them are. But, I'm sure my story resonates with many of you. When I was asking for advance praise for the book, people said, oh, I resonate with this. And they're all very successful people from whom I was seeking endorsements. So I know that this narrative is not unique to me. It echoes the experiences shared by countless others across various sectors and job titles. And it all comes down to, not all comes down to, but there are three important components that, if you remember nothing else from today's podcast and nothing else from the People Dividend Leadership Strategies for Unlocking Employee Potential, remember dignity, kindness, and respect, DKR, dignity, kindness, respect. Maybe it's do, karma, redo, dignity, kindness, respect. I'm trying to think about a way that makes that easy to remember, dignity, kindness, and respect. It shouldn't be, but in tackling these challenges, we don't need groundbreaking strategies or radical overhauls. Instead, the solution lies in paying attention and treating each employee with the dignity, kindness, and respect they deserve. I always say every human deserves to be loved. By creating an environment where every team member can thrive, you unlock the full spectrum of benefits that comes from truly valuing the people behind the profit in organizations. So as an organization development and change leader, I know how human resources, executive coaching, OD play a critical role in enabling personal and organizational change. But by prioritizing people-centered performance as a leader, as a manager, as a peer, as a colleague, businesses can enhance their operational outcomes and contribute to a more equitable and fulfilling future for all stakeholders. And in the book, we discuss how all of these teams come into play by looking at practical applications and examples throughout the book. So look at a number of success stories about the effectiveness of people-centered strategies. I talk about recent studies and reports that highlight the current state of talent management, what needs to be done to bridge the gap between recognizing the value of human capital and effectively investing it. So here's the call to action for all of you listening to today's podcast. I'm so grateful. I invite you to consider how these concepts, the people dividend, how you can get your yield apply to your organization, and what steps you can take to start tapping into the people dividend. If you're inspired to make a change and revolutionize your workplace, keep listening to the podcast. I'm so glad to have you along with this journey, recommended to your colleagues, suggested at the beginning of the year to others. So thank you for tuning into this episode of the People Dividend. Remember, the greatest dividend any organization can achieve is the loyalty, creativity, and excellence of its people. That pays off dramatically in terms of profitability. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until the next time, let's keep investing in your people and reaping the dividends. Thank you.